Final Fantasy's been out for a little bit, and I really like it. The set's actually really, really good, even with all of the pricing and availability nonsense that's going on. And I've got a box to open, so let's open it together. I know I'm wearing a hat. I went to Savannah Bananas game. I'm having a hair day, all right? I'm having a bit of a hair day. So instead, let's open 30 packs of Final Fantasy play boosters. Does that work for you? I managed to get this box right here for less than MSRP after trading in some cards to the local game store, but I think that's honestly one of the ways to do it. Get rid of every year or two, I find the set that I really, really enjoy, and you open it up, funding it with... Ooh, let's adjust this a little bit. Oh, adjusted it a little too far. My goodness. My goodness. I like to fund the one or two sets a year that I really like with valuable-ish cards that I pull that, well, I'm not playing with. They've been sat in a binder for a year. I think it's time to ship them off to someone who might love them more than me. And in exchange, I get some Universes Beyond beauty with this play booster box. Let's crack into it. So I've already opened one play booster box. I recorded the whole thing, only to find, oh my god, it's fighting with me. Only to find out that the entirety of it was out of focus. I was already planning on getting a second one at some point, so we just kind of sped up the timeline for that a little bit. Got our nice little insert here. It's got Noctis. The other side's got Vivi and all the draft archetypes. You don't care about that. We're here for the 30 play booster packs of Final Fantasy. All right. Oh, there we go. We got 30 of them. Bam, bam, bam. Now, the first box I got for $15 after using Amazon credit card rewards points, and got it off of Amazon. And every single one of the packs had like a little slit. Yeah, like that. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure, because I was like, is that like a... I know Amazon's got not a great reputation in terms of like magic stuff. Things being tampered with, things being repacked, but... let's just go ahead, begin the process. I'm looking, as everyone is, for Vivi. I opened up an entire box, no Vivi. Had some good hits. But pack one of this play booster box of Final Fantasy. We're not going to go through and we're not gonna name every single card. That would take forever. But when we get to something interesting, something I have a little bit to say about, we'll have it. Zach Fair. God, what a tragedy. What a tragedy that befell him in his story. No spoilers. Except maybe not. If you played the remakes, who knows? Ooh, the Regalia is the rare 4-mana legendary artifact vehicle. It's hasty 4/4 when it is crude. And whenever the Regalia attacks, you reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and the rest on the bottom in a random order. A hasty vehicle, colorless, goes in any deck. 4-mana 4/4 that is ramping you, that you can have in any color, is a pretty solid card. And the foil, retrieve the Esper with Gone. And ooh, a wonderful Sephiroth art card, the Fabled Soldier himself. This would be a great proxy if you're into that sort of thing. I'm going to be putting prices up on the screen and later in shorts as well. But one thing we're going to do is we're going to take a Dragon Shield Perfect Fit. Every rare gets a Dragon Shield Perfect Fit. Absolutely beautiful. All right. Enough of that. Pack 2. Pack 2. It's no Vivi. So I'm going to just rearrange stuff here. I apologize. This is all just going to be kind of live and off the cuff, because that's how I want to go about doing it. And if that's not good enough for you, that's totally fine. But pack 2 of Final Fantasy play booster box. Ooh, just dropping it over here like a madman. All right. I'm still looking for the VV. Had some really good hits. And the uncommon, Is It Legend? Also very good. Gold Saucer, nice little utility there. Not the cloud that you want to see, but still a really cool cloud. Stolen Uniform. Fang, Fearless Lassie. It is one half of a meld combo. In this case, the bottom half. And the rare Venet, Heart of Hydaelyn. Hydaelyn? Venet, Heart of Hydaelyn is what I'm going for. I did not play Final Fantasy XIV. I've played many Final Fantasy games, but I have not played Final Fantasy XIV. Legends Matter. You get a little card draw once per turn, and then you can transform it for 7 mana into Hydaelyn, the Mother Crystal is what I'm going for. 4/4, indestructible at the beginning of combat on your turn. You put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control until your next turn. It gains indestructible. If that creature is legendary, you draw a card. Really good Legends Matter, 3 mana. Probably a 99 legend, but still pretty cool. And a foil self-destruct. Fling, templated slightly differently, with a swamp and a hero token. A lot of really good legends that are worth building around in this set, and I really enjoy the limited environment as well, draft and pre-release. But Venet here, very good. Dragon Shield, perfect fit. All the rares, the Mother Crystal, beautiful card. Oh man, if I go through 60 total packs and not get a VV, hell to pay. Hell to pay. Pack 3. Final Fantasy Play Boosters. Oh my goodness. What is it about being on camera and opening a pack where your ability to peel foil, plastic, the wrapper, just kind of goes away entirely? Ooh, Van, Aspiring Sky Pirate. It's the first Through the Ages bonus sheet card on our booster box. It's just Captain Lantern Storm. Not worth a whole lot, but still very cool art. Van also appears as another Through the Ages bonus sheet card. I can't remember. It's not the Ragavan. Zidane is the Ragavan. Demon Wall. Ignis. Ooh, the rare, the Fire Crystal. Probably... Some people have been saying it's the worst of the crystals. I would disagree. I think haste enabling in red is pretty solid cost reduction, and then 6 mana to create copies of creatures that will then also have haste is pretty good. Oh, and the cat has decided to join us for this little... Oh my goodness. She just cares about herself and her own attention. But the Fire Crystal is a very good rare, in my opinion. And a foil weapons vendor. Nice. Yeah, the cat just kind of owns the whole operation here at the homestead. So basically all space is her space, and she's decided to jump off of my desk, as you saw from the shaking of that camera. But the Fire Crystal, Dragon Shield, perfect fit. It's a good hit. It's one of the better crystals. I don't care what anyone else says. And I'm doing it for all of the bonus sheet cards, because even though a lot of them aren't worth a whole lot, 1 in 3 packs, they're a bit more rare. People are going to want the specific arts, I think, as this set goes on. All right. Not too shabby so far. Certainly not really worth the going rate of $200+ per box. The set will get reprinted. We're on pack 4, by the way. Pack 4 of Final Fantasy. Starting out with the Sabo Tender. Cornered by Black Mages. I wish my freaking pre-release deck had a couple of those. I was on red-black. Didn't have a single Cornered by Black Mages. Would have been helpful. Eden. Lock Cole. I opened up an entire booster box. Did not get a single Lock Cole. So that is cool to finally see him here. Barrett Wallace. The man. And the rare. Summon Titan. Very good 5-drop. 7/7. Reach, Trample. You're only going to get 1 attack out of him unless you're able to give him haste. But also going to be ramping you if you're in a graveyard situation or you have a lot of fetch lands. They're going to get all those back. And then just giving someone else a massive buff and trample is pretty solid. Ooh, the foil and alt art, showcase art for Masamune. Of the 2 weapons that are the big weapons in this set, Masamune and the Buster Sword. The Buster Sword's obviously the bigger hit, but this art is just absolutely gorgeous. and in foil for Sephiroth is amazing. We get Insomnia and an art card of Ishtola. Oh, Sage's Newless. That is Ishtola, right? Cat Girl from Final Fantasy XIV. Who knows? Oh, man. We are sleeving up all of the rares. Doesn't matter what slot you get it in. Masamune, foil slot, obviously the bigger hit of this pack. In terms of just kind of raw appeal, you know what I'm saying? I think actually monetarily, Summon Titan is where you want to be, honestly. Summon Titan's a great card. I think it's low-key going to be a very useful card in a lot of constructed formats. Love that. What do you guys think of the Final Fantasy set so far? I'm obviously exceptionally biased, but I think it's a very fun set and a lot of really cool mechanics to build around. But the legs on it remains to be seen. We'll have to see. But we're on pack 5. Final Fantasy Play Boosters. Oh my goodness. Just massacring these packs, man. I don't know what it is with me. Bard's Bow, Rook Turret. Nice. We're not going to name it. Sephiroth's Intervention. Great card in Limited. Absolutely amazing. Syncopate, reprinted into Standard, is exciting. Reno and Rude. Fire Magic. Rydia. Snow. And Balam Garden Seed Academy. It flips into a creature. Or actually, no, a vehicle. You can transform it into a vehicle. Get to draw a card when you crew it, though, so that's pretty cool. Final Fantasy VIII, I'm vaguely familiar with. I remember this scene of it becoming the airship, but it's pretty cool. And then a foil warrior sword with Windburst. And, ooh, Sephiroth One-Winged Angel Emblem. If you manage to flip Sephiroth into his backside. Ooh. If you manage to flip Sephiroth, you're going to get this token, which is pretty cool. The first emblem I've gotten so far. Very nice. Gotta set that one aside. The interesting thing about sets like this is when you get those special emblems that are, or the special tokens that are made on like one-off cards, those actually hold a fair bit of value after the set's out of print, because it's a rare token that only like one thing makes, and if you happen to get that card and you want that token, you gotta pay a lot. I mean, look at Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. Anyway. Balam Garden gets a Dragon Shield, perfect fit, as all the rares do, even though it's not worth a whole lot. But a land that can turn into something else when you no longer need a land, and it'll get you some cards as you're attacking with it to kind of get out of a bind. Pretty useful. Pack 6, Final Fantasy Play Boosters. Still on the lookout for the VV, the big one. I haven't gotten a Sephiroth either. I did get a Cloud Midgar Mercenary. Very cool card. I feel like it's going to... Well, all three of them are going to have decks across formats building around them. Opera Love Song, such a great, great scene in that game. Ultimecia, very cool. Oh! Alternate, the showcase art for Lightning, Army of One, very big mythic hit. 1 red, white for a 3/2 human soldier, first strike, trample, lifelink. Because it has first strike, her other ability, Stagger, going to be doubling the damage of all that you are dealing to any player or permanent that player controls. And because it's first strike, it's going to happen before other creatures that are in combat. So all of those creatures are going to end up doing double damage, unless, of course, they also have first strike or double strike. That is a huge hit. First Lightning so far, amazing. And a foil Ring of the Lucy with Vector and a token. Oh my god, what a hit. What a big hit. Lightning. Lightning, Army of one of those cards that I think is being slept on right now. Gets a Dragon Shield, perfect fit. But this is going to have an impact. It's obviously a fun commander card, but I mean, 3 mana for that stat line and those keywords and this kind of an ability in a standard deck, I feel like an aggressive Boros list with how great mono red is in standard right now. This card's going to find a home for sure. Pack 7. Final Fantasy Play Boosters. Just had a great hit with Lightning. Really, really great hit. We got to see if we can get something else. Get a Sephiroth, a Cloud again. Really, we want the Vivi, though. Always be wanting the Vivi. I've been playing a lot of Vivi on arenas. Saz's Chocobo, one of the better uncommon hits you can get here. 1 mana with an amazing landfall ability and just a little adorable guy. I mean, this is a fantastic card. Very, very great. Ash, Circle of Power, beautiful art for that one. Crystal Fragments, it's a weapon that can flip into a Saga, Summon Alexander. A pretty decent Saga. And the rare, Starting Town, one of the better rares that I think you can get. It's not one of the top dollar ones, but this one is going to see play for a very, very long time. You do kind of get the worst of both worlds between the fast lands and the pain lands, but you also get the best of both of them as well. And I think this card's going to absolutely be seen play in any competitive format. Standard, modern, this is already making its way into CDH. Amazing, amazing hit there. And a foil Ice Flan with a forest and a bird. Starting Town, you're going to be seeing a lot of. I'm telling you right now. Oh my gosh, can I even get in the sleeve? Yeah, we can. Dragon Shield perfect fits. They're kind of hard to get into sometimes, but they just slide on and they're perfect. They fit perfectly, like the name implies. Very good. Very, very good pack there. Starting Town is just one that is also going to always fly under the radar. Very good. Pack 8, Final Fantasy Play Boosters. I hope you guys are enjoying hanging out with me on this video or shorts. This is a whole video. You can check that out on Dungeon Bros. But let's get into this pack. We're looking for Cloud. We're looking for Sephiroth. Vivi are the big hits. Poo-Poo UFO. I'm surprised this one hasn't been seeing more play already. 2 mana, ramping yourself every turn once it has removed itself of summon sickness, and then can be a big flying attacker. It's going to be a good card. Black Waltz number 3. The Prima Vista. Nice vehicle. Emperor of Palamecia, aka if you want to build Vivi but can't afford Vivi, build this instead. Does it play the same? No, not really, but it's a really cool build. Transforms into the Lord Master of Hell, and you can very quickly kill someone if you're doing a lot of self-mill. Ooh, Absolute Virtue, mythic hit, a very powerful card from Final Fantasy XI, one of the big raid bosses in Final Fantasy XI. Can't be countered, protection from each of your opponents, which is basically everything, an 8/8 flyer. Kind of a boring commander to build around, but a very powerful card, very difficult to deal with once it's on the board, especially if you manage to get it in a 1v1 format, maybe an Omniscience set for standard, who knows? And then a foil Orin's in foil, oh my god, can I not speak today? My god. A foil Orin's Inspiration. I've been replaying Final Fantasy X, and it is very good. Highly recommend. But Absolute Virtue is an absolute banger of a hit. So it gets a Dragon Shield perfect fit, like all our rares and mythics are doing. All right, we're almost a third of the way in, ladies and gentlemen. Almost a third of the way in. Pack 9, Final Fantasy Play Boosters. We're ripping these packs. I don't want to go too fast. I always hate when the creators are just kind of like quickly rushing through all of the cards. I mean, I'm not trying to linger too much on the commons and uncommons. Ooh, Doran's Veto, Shadowbringers. Very good. Wonderful counterspell if you're in Azorius. Can't be countered and counters non-creature. Classic, classic card there. Thief's Knife. Ooh, Torgal. Final Fantasy 16 and Ambrosia, one of my favorite Final Fantasies. The rare Zodiac Umbral God. 5 black mana for a 5/5 indestructible legendary creature god. Enters, each player sacrifices half the non-god creatures they control of their choice rounded down. Whenever a player sacrifices another creature, you put a +1/+1 counter on Zodiac. Because everyone loves a sacrifice commander. It's still very powerful. And a foil instant ramen with an island. Ooh, and a gold signature Yuna art card. Very nice. I really wanted the Counter Blitz deck. I'm not paying the inflated prices for these commander decks. They're gonna get reprinted. I'm telling you right now, they're gonna get reprinted. Don't buy inflated prices for this stuff. Trade in some cards for a markup, maybe. What I did for this box. But don't buy those inflated prices. It's ridiculous. Wait until it's like 60, not 130. It's ridiculous. But Zodiark, a pretty decent hit. Not in terms of value, but just a fun card. Gets a Dragon Shield Perfect Fit. And the bonus sheet card, Shadowbringers, aka Dovin's Veto, also going to get a Dragon Shield Perfect Fit. Very nice. I love these. I love these cards. They're fun. A lot of people were talking a lot of smack about the Through the Ages bonus sheet and how those cards looked. I really like them. Then again, I'm a Final Fantasy fan. You got to take it all with a grain of salt, frankly. Pack 10, though, we're about to be 1/3 of the way through this play booster. And maybe by the time we get to 30, I'll be able to open a pack and not just completely massacre the entire thing. Thunder Magic is a great, fantastic limited card. Absolutely amazing. Also, I know I don't want to talk about commons, but Magitech Infantry is going to be... It's going to be a thing. Ooh, Shram, Senior Edificer, Furion Swordmaster, 1 and a white, 2/2, Legendary Dwarf Advisor. Even though Furion's not a dwarf. Flavor fail. But drawing a card whenever you could cast an aura, equipment, or vehicle. Very good card. Goes in all of those decks. Very nice. Evil Reawakened. Renoa. Queen Braun is a very good card in any kind of spell slingery deck. Prowess is one of my favorite keywords, and you're going to be making a token body that's damaging people when you're casting non-creatures. It's a very good card. X-Death, Void Warlock, you can transform it into Neo X-Death, Dimension's End, and the rare Sin, Spira's Punishment. For 7 mana, you get a 7/7 flying legendary creature, Leviathan Avatar. When it enters or attacks, you exile a permanent card from your graveyard at random. Then create a tapped token that's a copy of that card. If the exiled card is a land card, you repeat the process. A lot of self-mill wanting to be going on in this deck, a lot of ramping, and then you're going to ramp even more and get a lot of free casts. Love the big, fat, expensive legends that have enters or attacks for their main ability. I think that's the best way to go about dealing with these very high mana cost legends. Ooh, double rare for the pack. Foil Machinist's Arsenal, 5 mana, Job Select. Ends up being a 3/3 after the token. At minimum, it gets bigger the more artifacts and artificer, or the more artifacts you control, and that becomes an artificer as well. Very good for an equipment deck with a foil island and a hero token. Very solid pack. So solid, in fact, I think it deserves 3 Dragon Shield Perfect Fits. 4, of course, the Machinist's Arsenal in the foil slot. 4, the Sin, Spira's Punishment. Oh, if I can get it in the freaking thing. My God. In the regular rare slot. And a Through the Ages bonus sheet card that is actually very, very playable and cool looking. Yeah. 3 for 3 on this one. Very solid pack all the way around. At least that's what I think. You might think differently, in which case you'd be wrong. But that's okay. We can't all be right like me. Anyway, we've got 10 packs down, 20 more to go. Let's jump right in. Nope. That pack wanted to get away from me, so we'll do this one next. Pack 11. Final Fantasy Play Booster. Ooh, very nice. Stuck in the Summoner's Sanctum. I haven't gotten to that scene yet in Final Fantasy X in my replay. Ooh, Dark Ritual, Darkness of Eternity. Very super playable card, and you can't tell me that this art doesn't look good. I refuse to believe you if you tell me that this art doesn't look good. That's a great, great hit. Classic 4-mana ramp, Reno and Rude, Fire Magic, and another Masamune. Second one of this box. First one in the fancy art, but this one just standard. Got it in the last box that I opened too. Not a crazy expensive hit, but still a pretty fun card. And a foil Scorpion Sentinel with a forest And, ooh, Cloud. Is this Midgard? Oh, no, this is the Commander Cloud. If you want to proxy him because you don't want to buy it, these art cards, great options. But yeah, we're getting 2 out for this one. The Masamune, only about $1, if memory serves. Nothing too crazy. If you're watching this, I put the price up, but yeah, not a crazy hit. But the Dark Ritual, very playable. This will immediately be going into a deck I have. Very fun. It's an Edgar and Olivia deck. It's a partner commanders. Anyway, Dark Ritual, fantastic hit in my opinion. Oh, man. If you're wondering why I'm calling out the pack numbers, by the way, a little weird thing, turning all of this into shorts. Because synergy in content creation. Anyway. Let's go to pack 12 of Final Fantasy Play Boosters. Double Masamune in this box. Regular art and the showcase art. Let's see if we can get Sephiroth to go with them. We already got the token for Sephiroth. This box is screaming we need Sephiroth Fabled Soldier. I'm telling you right now. Shantoto Tactician Magician, probably one of my favorite names for all of the set. Dragon's Lance, Ultros, Side Quest, Raise a Chocobo, and the Lunar Whale, a vehicle. 3 and a blue for a 3/5 legendary artifact vehicle. Flying, you may look at the top card of your library anytime. As long as it has attacked this turn, you may play the top card of your library. Fun fact, with the rules changes coming in Edge of Eternities, legendary artifact vehicles, as long as they have a power and toughness box on the front, can be your commander. So the Lunar Whale, if you are really big into Final Fantasy IV, can be your commander starting with Edge of Eternities. Very cool. Very exciting. And, ooh, foil showcase art for Dion, Bahamut's Dominant. Final Fantasy 16 is honestly one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. It might be a little bit of recency bias, but that game is absolutely wonderful. You can pay some mana, transform into Bahamut, Warden of Light for a saga. That flips back to the creature side. He's making knights. He has flying on your turn like all of the knights do. Very beautiful showcase art there. Nice. And Charlayan Nation of Scholars, and a bird. The bird is no Sephiroth token, I'll tell you what. But we've gotten more of these showcase arts in this box than I did in my previous box, which is very exciting. Of course, Dion. Beautiful Bahamut Dominant Dion. Wonderful character in that game, too. He's getting a Dragon Shield perfect fit. And you know what? Why the heck not? The Lunar Whale as well. Very exciting that the vehicle cards can be your commander, starting with Edge of Eternities. I think that's a fun design space to exist in. A very solid pack all the way around. Very good. I'm liking this box quite a bit more than my first box. Obviously, you guys haven't seen it because the whole thing was out of focus. So I'm an idiot. But this box is actually looking pretty freaking good to me. Anyways, pack number 13 of 30. Nearing the halfway point of this box. Get rid of that. Get out of here. A little spoiler there for those of you when I flared them. Sorry about that. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ilmeg Pixie. Summon Fenrir. Overkill. One of my favorite removal spells in the entire set. Crystal Fragments. It flips into a saga. And the rare Hope S-Theme. White and blue for a 2/2 legendary creature human wizard with lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent mills X cards, where X is the amount of life you gained this turn. Hope is one of those card designs that I absolutely love, combining life gain and mill archetypes into a cohesive strategy. These kinds of cards that take two kind of niche strategies that aren't quite as good on their own and puts them together. Very, very fun. And on a 2-mana 2/2 lifelinking body, and this beautiful art is amazing. With a foil summon Fenrir, a Gon, and a hero token. What do you guys think of mill in general? I don't get why it has so much hate, quite frankly. Maybe it's because I like playing graveyard strategies and I like milling myself, but I don't know. Hope gets a Dragon Shield perfect fit as well. Love the showcase arts where they put the number of the game that they're in behind them. I think they're absolutely amazing. And a very solid pack all the way around. Also, I know I keep calling them out. Let's get rid of those. Ooh, I know I keep calling them out. I'm not sponsored by Dragon Shield. I just really like their stuff. Though if they wanted to, I would happily accept. Regardless, let's get to, what is this? 14? Cool. Pack 14 from the Final Fantasy Play Booster box. Ooh, man. We've had a lot of solid packs. Nothing crazy yet. No, like, big hit in quite yet. But you never know. We're still chasing the VV. That's really the one card that I want. Wall of Omens as the Imperial City of Arcades. Not that Arcades. No, this is Final Fantasy. This is Final Fantasy 12. It's a defender. It's an 0-4. It draws you a card when it enters. Nothing crazy. Coliseum Behemoth. Giat. Not Giat. There's no Giat here, but Giat, King of the Dwarves. Coral Sword. And the rare from Father to Son. 1 and a white sorcery. Search your library for a vehicle. Reveal it. Put it into your hand. If this spell was cast from your graveyard, put that card onto the battlefield instead. And then shuffle. From Final Fantasy 15, when the king gives Noctis the Regalia. I played 15. Ooh, double rare pack. Venat, Heart of Hidalane. We already established this. We got this card earlier, not in the showcase art, but a double rare pack is solid all the way around. We get a foil summon GF Ifrit with an island and another very good looking art card that will make a wonderful proxy. I love using art cards as proxies personally. With how expensive this game is, using an art card as the proxy, like you're getting them in packs anyway if you open them. I think it's just a great way to go about doing it personally. Well, yes, Venat gets a Dragon Shield perfect fit, not sponsored, just really like their product. In the beautiful showcase art from Father to Son. Vehicle Tutor, don't know if you really need that, but if you're in a deck that does, and you happen to be in white, you can do it again for a lot more mana later. And your classic wall, even though it's not worth a lot, all of these Through the Ages bonus sheet cards also get a Dragon Shield perfect fit. Not the best pack, but still fun nonetheless. You could build a white deck out of this. Just got to find a vehicle that she would want to search up. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. What is here is pack 15, the halfway point of the Play Booster box of Final Fantasy. We're still searching for the VV. We want him. Not that way. He's 9 years old, I think. I didn't play Final Fantasy 9. People are going to freaking roast me in the comments for that. Final Fantasy 9 is very popular. Snow. Rydia. Eject. Vanille Cheerfulacy, which is the other half of the meld card that we got earlier, turns them into Ragnarok Divine Deliverance. And the rare Summoner's Grimoire. 3 and a green. Artifact equipment. It's got job select, so it makes a 1/1 and equips itself. Equip creature is a shaman, and whenever this creature attacks, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. If this card is an enchantment card, it enters tapped and attacking. So it wants you to put those saga creatures into play, or enchantment creatures in general. My one problem with this card, 4 mana investment to get it onto a 1/1. The 1/1 will probably die, and then you have to pay another 3 mana to equip it to something else in a deck where you're probably just going to want the big creatures rather than paying to do this cheaty thing. Still fun. First of the Summoner's Grimoire that we've pulled from packs. Q-Trub Fort. I hate this name. Q-Trub Forayer in the foil with Windburst and a hero token. All right, that might be the worst pack we've had so far, I think. Summoner's Grimoire is fun. It's just like you get the first attack for free without having to pay the equip cost, but the token's gonna die. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. But even though it's not the best rare, probably one of the worst ones, I think, in my opinion. But Summoner's Grimoire still gets a Dragon Shield perfect fit. It deserves it. It deserves it, even if we don't love it. That's okay. You don't have to be loved to be worthy of good things, you know? That was a horrible, horrible thing. I'm going to redo that for the short. I apologize. It's not the best rare. Not the best rare, but, you know, even if it's not the most popular or most powerful, it's still deserving of some wonderful Dragon Shield protection. Almost got canceled for that one. My goodness. All right. Would I have gotten canceled for that? I don't know. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Pack number 16, Final Fantasy Play Booster box. We are halfway, over the halfway points of this box. Resentful Revelation, this card, 2 mana. It's such a good card selection tool, especially in the limited environment. It's probably one of the best commons in the set. Poison the Waters, Swallowed by Leviathan, Judge, Magister, Gabranth, Opera Love Song, one of my personal favorite 2 mana instants in the set. I know that's a bit of a caveat, but it's a good card. And the rare Genji Glove, extra combats, baby, 5 mana. Equipped creature has double strike, and when they attack, if it's the first combat phase of the turn, you untap it, and then there's an additional combat phase. Sadly, you are only untapping the equipped creature of the Genji Glove. It doesn't come pre-equipped, so it's an 8 mana total investment. Double strike's good for a lot of creatures. Extra combat's very good for a lot of creatures, so not the best version of this effect, but still pretty solid. Ooh, and the foil, rare, Firion, Wild Rose, Warrior. My favorite equipment matters card from the entire set. 2 in a red, 3/3, legendary human rebel warrior, very relevant creature types for this strategy. Equip creatures you control have haste, and then whenever a non-token equipment you control enters, create a token that's a copy of it, except it has equipment's equip ability. Costs 2 less to activate, and then you sacrifice the token at the beginning of the next upkeep. Whew. This card goes really, really well with all the job select equipments because it's giving those creatures haste and it's creating the tokens where you don't have to spend any equip cost to have them come in and equipped. Very good for ones that have attack triggers as well. Very good in a mono red equipment deck, but this is definitely going in my 99 for my equipment deck with a forest and a hero as well. Got a lot of double rare packs from this box. That's very exciting. None of them Vivi. Vivi's a mythic, so that's probably why, but that's fine. Foil Firion absolutely deserves the Dragon Shield perfect fit, if you will. Fit meaning like outfit, not the name of the sleeve. I'm a millennial. I'm an elder millennial, I think. I don't even know the classifications. Genji Glove also gets one. Pretty solid pack, you know? These both probably go in the same deck. It's pretty cool. I love when that happens. You open a pack and you're like, oh, these cards all synergize very well together. That's fun. Pack 17, Final Fantasy Play Booster from the box. Had some pretty solid cards. Nothing crazy, in my opinion. Still waiting for that big, big hit of the box, though. Really would love a VV. Would settle for Carpet of Flowers. Fal'Cie Paradise. 1 green at the beginning of each of your main phases. If you have not added mana with this ability this turn, you can add X, where X is the number of islands an opponent controls. Pretty solid card in CEDH. Very competitive formats. Wherever it's legal, pretty solid. For a 1-drop, it's in a it's pretty solid. Everyone knows Carpet of Flowers. Pretty good. Pretty good card. Travel the Overworld. Albed Salvagers. Galif's Final Act. And, ooh, a showcase for Ambrosia Whiteheart. Very nice. I don't know if the bounce deck is still going to be viable in standard or really anywhere. It's been a little bit since Thunder Junction, but Ambrosia would definitely belong there. And another Lightning Army of One, the second one of this box. This one is the normal version outside of the showcase that we had earlier. As we went over before, 3 mana, 3/2, 3 very relevant keywords, doubling damage for everything in combat that is not dealing first strike damage. Because it has first strike, this ability will cause all of the other creatures to deal the double damage. Very solid card worth building around. Very good in a Boros aggressive list for other formats. And a foil Demon Wall with Charlayan and, ooh, Zidane. Tantalus. I Again, I've never played 9, my goodness. But Zidane art card, very good for a proxy. Love the upright ones, the portrait style ones, very good. I guess this is the lightning box. Lightning in a box. Lightning in a box. I don't know what song that is, but lightning in a box. Lightning, oh my goodness. Lightning, Army of One, getting the Dragon Shield perfect fit, as well as Fal'Cie Paradise, the Carpet of Flowers. 2 very good cards. One of the more solid packs of this entire box so far. Very good. Getting low on the Dragon Shield. Getting a little low on the Dragon Shield. Perfect fits here. Don't worry. Fear not. I got another one at the ready. I also have some freaking top loaders in case I get one of the big money cards. I think the closest one so far is Starting Town, which is about 10, 11 bucks right now. Pack number 18, Final Fantasy Play Booster Box. What do we have here? Mazu Trader, not too shabby. We're always rushing through the commons. Self-Destruct, Phoenix Down, Realm Sketching, Side Quest, Catch Fish. You catch that fish, it becomes the campsite. Nice little land. And the rare Ninja Blades. I got this as my pre-release promo card. 3 mana in black, job select equipment, so it comes attached to a 1/1. It's a ninja, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card, then discard a card, and that player loses life equal to the discarded card's mana value. A little bit of a mini Yuriko effect, kind of. It's not revealing off the top, but still not a too shabby of a rare. Cornered by black mages. Rabant. Oh my god! I'm not even gonna try. And a hero token. I commented a little bit ago about the worst pack of the box so far. I think this one might be it now. Ninja Blades, not even $1, I don't think. It's fine. Just nothing too crazy. But even if you're not the most valuable, you still deserve a little bit of protection. You practice safe card sleeving. Pack 19 of the Final Fantasy Play Booster Box. Oh boy. Scorpion Sentinel. Chocomog. Oh boy. Rush through these commons. Get to the goods now. Restoration Magic. Very good protection spell. Tidus. Blitzball Star. Phantom Train. Ring of the Lucii. I played this game. I can never remember the pronunciation. I think it's Ring of the Lucii. And rare Jill's Shiva's Dominant. From Final Fantasy 16, 2 in a blue for a 2/2. When she enters, you bounce a non-land permanent to their owner's hand. You can pay 5 total mana to flip her to her Saga side where she can't be blocked, or a target creature can't be blocked, and then you tap all the lands your opponents control, and then you flip her back up. With the foil, travel the overworld, a mountain, and a hero. Final Fantasy 16 is a great game. There's a lot of people that kind of foo-fooed it a little bit. It's a very, very good game. Final Fantasy 16, one of my favorite games in the franchise, quite frankly. I know that's contentious. So Jill gets the Dragon Shield perfect fit. Very nice. 2/3 of the way done. About to be pack 20 of Final Fantasy Play Boosters from the booster box. None of the big dollar heart cards have been pulled yet. The biggest one is Starting Town. We still want Sephiroth. We want Cloud. We want Vivi. Very valuable cards. Black Mage's Rod. Very good common in this set. Highly, highly recommend playing Black Mage's Rod. Nature's Claim. Search for the Frozen Esper. Little enchantment and or artifact removal. A little bit of life gain for the opponent, but for 1 mana at instant speed, it is very good. Prompto. Capital City. The Crystals Chosen. Ultimisia, Time Sorceress. I don't think we flipped the other side earlier. Ultimisia Omnipotent. And the rare, Saz's Katsroy. Goes very well with his Chocobo. 3 and a green for a 3/3 legendary creature, human pilot. Does not have the normal crewing thing of pilot creatures in Magic, but when he enters, you can search your library for a bird or a basic land, put it into your hand and shuffle. Whenever he attacks, you put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature, and then double the number of +1/+1 counters on said creature. Not too shabby. Foil Crossroads Village, Guado Salam, and a bird. a lot of the packs we've been opening, very consistent in the colors that are featuring within the packs, I might add. Saz Katsroy and his little chocobo get a Dragon Shield perfect fit, and the Nature's Claim. A little bit power crept in terms of green removal, I think, but 1 mana, you can't really beat it. And I'm sorry. If you don't like this pixel art on these bonus sheet cards, you're wrong. They're wonderful. A lot of people talking a lot of smack about this set, and a lot of things are worthy of the criticism. I'm not denying the valid criticism, but haters like to hate. Haters gonna hate, as we have been well accustomed to at this point. Pack 21 of 30. Still need that VV. Sephiroth, Cloud, anything. Really, anything. Top dollar cards. Let's see them. Light of Judgment. Oh boy. Fast forward. Tifa's Limit Break. Tom Berry. Zidane, Tantalus Thief. Garland, who you can later cast from the graveyard as Chaos the Endless. And the rare Lindblum, Industrial Regency. I still don't quite understand how a land is able to partake in an adventure, but still, 3 mana to make one of the wizard tokens that pings your opponents when you cast non-creature spells that you can later then use to guarantee a land drop. It's pretty good. And a foil Syncopate with planes and a hero token. I like lands that have a fair bit of utility, and in a red deck where you're casting a lot of non-creature spells, Lindblum is going to be right at home in that mana base. Take out a mountain, replace it with this, it'll probably be better. Not too shabby of a pack. Not the best, not the worst. That's probably close to the worst, honestly, but that's okay. Because we've got Pack 22 of the Final Fantasy Play Booster box. Second box that I've opened. First one where I've guaranteed that the footage is not out of focus like the first one. And yet the hits... Still waiting on the big dogs, though. They haven't made an appearance yet. Lionheart, Rufus Shinra, Unexpected Request, Orin's Inspiration, and the rare Joshua, Phoenix's Dominant from Final Fantasy XVI. 1 red and white for a 3/4 human noble wizard. When he enters, you can discard up to 2 cards, and then you draw that many cards. Then for 5 mana, you can flip him to his Saga side. Phoenix, Warden of Fire, dealing 2 damage to each opponent on a 4/4 flying life-linking body. And then you can return any number of target creature cards with total mana value 6 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield directly. And then you get Joshua again, which, by the way, for these Final Fantasy XVI flip creatures where they flip themselves back, you get those enters effects again. Very good card. This is immediately going in my Narset Enlightened Exile deck. End up milling a lot of cards in that, and I'd like to get some creatures back for it, my efforts. And then a foil Ultimecia Time Sorceress, which flips to Ultimecia Omnipotent with a swamp and a hero token. Been hitting the Final Fantasy 16 cards. Really like Final Fantasy 16. In the last box, I managed to get Clive. He's going to have his brother now as well. Very solid card. Going to definitely find a home for this one basically immediately after recording these videos. Very nice. Very nice hit. Oh boy. I feel like the first part of this box really set me up to wanting Sephiroth. Got a lot of the Sephiroth related stuff. A lot of the revelation, a lot of Sephiroth's intervention going around. The token. For pack 23 of the Final Fantasy Play Booster box, I would love to see that Sephiroth. We've been getting teased with all the Sephiroth cards. Ooh, little spoiler there. I think that's the art card. Maybe. We'll see. Fight on. Gishel Greens. Blaze through these comments. Okay, White Auracite. A lot of people sleeping on this card. I think it's going to be pretty solid. Uncommons now. Sorceress Schemes. Sleep Magic. Cactuar, not the Jumbo. Side quest, Hunt the Mark. It flips. And you get a dragon that's Fine, I guess. And the rare triple triad, 3 red, red, red for an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player exiles the top card of their library. Until end of turn, you can play the card you own exiled this way, and each other card exiled this way with lesser mana value than it without paying their mana costs. This wants you to have a deck that's got high mana value spells in it that you can guarantee your opponent's cards are going to flip into something smaller. And then you can get a bunch of free casts at the beginning of your turn. Very fun enchantment from Final Fantasy VIII with the foil Magitech Infantry, Vector, and the art card that I slipped a little bit. I've gotten like 3 of these Una art cards. That's crazy. Final Fantasy VIII, I could never really get behind how you level up in that. But we got to open a new pack of Dragon Shield Perfect Fits because we already went through them all. Look at us. Look at us. Never really played Final Fantasy VIII. I tried to play Final Fantasy VIII. I really did. I just the leveling up system in that game is just rough for me. Anyway, triple triad, very solid 6 mana card. Probably only going to be in mono red, but still very fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards left. Pack 24 of 30. The hope is waning for the VV. I've been seeing a ton of people opening VV. My local game stores, I had like 4 people open a VV, and they haven't even bought booster boxes. They've been getting it out of like pre-releases and random packs. This is my 2nd box, man. I need it. I need the VV. Cargo ship. Gaius Vane. Oh my gosh. Final Fantasy 14. What are you doing with these names? Gaius Van Baelsar. Ride the Shoe Puff, very good counters enchantment here. And the rare Summon Primal Odin, 6 mana for a 5/3 enchantments creature saga. First one destroys a oh my god, I can't even. What am I doing today? What am I doing today? I'm fumbling the rock with the speaking. My goodness. First saga chapter, destroy target creature and opponent controls. Second one, this creature gains whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. You basically get 1 attack with this unless you're manipulating the lore counters on this. And then the third one is draw 2 cards and each player loses 2 life. Basically, you gotta block the Odin when he's on his 2nd counter. Double rare Minwu White Mage, 3 white for a 3/3 human cleric, lifelink, vigilance. Whenever you gain life, you put a counter on each cleric you control. Very good in basically any life gain deck. Those tend to have a good number of clerics from what I've been told. And the foil Chocobo Racetrack, a very solid artifact as well. 3 very solid cards with a mountain and a hero token. My goodness. I really like the Chocobo Racetrack. I think that's a very, very fun card. Very good card. Landfall decks as well. Nice top end there, just to be making a ton of creatures. I've had a lot of success with that in playing on Arena for drafts and stuff. Very exciting. But Summon Primal Odin, he's not going to be hitting someone on that 2nd lore counter unless he's properly protected with the Dragon Shield Perfect Fit. Not a sponsor. And then Minwu, going to be growing your entire board. Mono white life gain, got a lot of fun pieces in this set. I'm just putting that out there. Pretty decent pack in terms of playability. In terms of value, not that much. Not that much. That's the thing. The set's opened so much that the value is in like a couple cards unless you're opening collector boosters, which is fine. I just think the set's really fun. Pack 25 of Final Fantasy. From this booster box, we're still looking for the big hits. We've got Ahriman, Balam. Oh boy, get through the commons. What we got? What we got? What we got? Garnet, Princess of Alexandria. I'm not awing at her. I think it's a solid card. I like the bonus sheet cards personally. Relentless, Samurai's Katana. Sid, Timeless Artificer, one of the best uncommon hits in terms of value you can get. I think they're running around $10 now. This one's from Final Fantasy XI. Fun card. They did 15 different arts for it because one of the games did not have a Sid, but we still love him. And the rare Summon GF Cerberus from Final Fantasy VIII. 2 red for a 3/3 enchantment creature saga dog. First chapter, you surveil 1. Second chapter, when you next cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn, you copy it. You can choose new targets for the copy. Third lore counter, when you next cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy it twice. You may choose new targets for the copies. Very good in a deck that wants to be casting spells, maybe out of their graveyard, a little bit of card selection, a little bit of spell copying for 3. 4 mana on a 3/3 good old boy is exactly where you want to be. In a foil, Commune with Beavers, with Treno, and an art card. That one's Taru. I know that one from the Commander deck. Fun card, but still. Summon GF Cerberus. Not super valuable, but very playable. 4 mana enchantment creature. Gets a Dragon Shield. Perfect fit. Very good. 5 more packs to go. Pack 26 of 30. For the Final Fantasy Play Booster box, 5 more chances to get that VV. I'm really yearning for that VV. The energy is going to go way up. Way up we find that VV. Clash of the Icons. Elixir. Random encounter, and the rare Choco, Seeker of Paradise, the bird himself. 1 green, white, blue for a 3/5 legendary bird. Whenever 1 or more birds you control attack, you look at that many cards from the top of your library. You may put 1 of them into your hand, then put any number of land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped, and the rest into your graveyard. Going to be finding birds, going to be getting lands ramping onto the battlefield. Very powerful, especially with all the birds that care about landfall triggers. Going to be very, very strong deck, I think, you build around. Ooh, second rare of the pack. Cecil, Dark Knight. 1 black mana for a 2/3 with Death Touch. That stat line is crazy. Why would they let that happen? Well, whenever he deals damage, you lose that much life. That's not direct combat damage. That can be if it's blocked as well. Then if your life total is less than or equal to half your starting life, you untap him, and then you flip him to the other side, which is even better, a 4/4 lifelinker, and he gives other attacking creatures indestructible whenever he attacks. Very good card. I think it'll go well in a mono-black or a black-dominant aggressive style of standard deck that you can probably see if you play the Dark Confidant, which is in standard now. Very fun. And a foil Ahriman with a plains and a hero. I don't know. I think this set's going to be offering a lot for aggressive black strategies. I think something with Cecil and the Dark Confidants. You're gonna be playing fast and loose with that life total, but you're gonna be living on the edge, and I think that's fun. Cecil, of course, gets the Dragon Shield perfect fit. And Choco, Seeker of Paradise. This is the second one I've pulled. I pulled one in my other booster box. Might just have to make the birds deck now. It might just have to happen. Good hits all around. We got a nice little growing stack of rares and mythics and bonus sheet cards. Let's add to it. Pack 27. Pack 27 of Final Fantasy Play Boosters from the Play Booster box, because I can't... Oh, what did I do here? Oh my god. Massacred my boy. Massacred. That's okay. I can't afford to open collector boosters because I'm a normal American. Which is to say I don't have that much disposable income. Traded in a lot of cards for this box. Counterspell, Wild Rose Rebellion from Final Fantasy II. Classic Counterspell, 2 mana, counter target spell from the bonus sheet. I love the older Final Fantasy concept arts that they got, and this is a fun looking Counterspell. Definitely going in a deck for sure. I gotta just figure out which one. Summon, Primal Garuda, Diamond Weapon, Ether, and the rare Xanarkand, Ancient Metropolis. Land, town, it's got the sorcery. Xanarkand is definitely on a bit of an adventure. I can tell you that much. Create a hero token, then you put a +1/+1 counter on it for each land you control. 6 mana is a lot, but you do get the guaranteed land drop as well. You can basically pull a forest out and replace it with that. With the foil Curl, an Insomnia, Crown City, and a hero token. Curl? Curl? I think it's Curl. I'm sure there's one of the voice-acted games that's had that out loud. I don't know. But Xanarkand gets the Dragon Shield perfect fit. These towns that have adventures on them, I think, are just kind of very solid. Easy to replace a basic land with that and get a lot of value. But the bonus sheet counterspell, my personal favorite of this pack in particular. Absolutely going in a deck right away. Do you think VV's here? I know the answer to this by the time you're seeing it. And I'm either going to be really, really disappointed, or I'm going to be thrilled beyond all imagining. So let's find out. Pack number 28 of 30 for the Final Fantasy Play Booster box. I don't know why I almost said Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth. I haven't done that in a very long time. One of my other favorite sets, also Universes Beyond. You can think of me whatever you will with that. But Sage's Newlith's Weapons Vendor. Hectize. Solid card. Memories of Nibelheim, aka Stroke of Midnight. 2 and a white. Destroy target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 1/1 white human creature token. I've always wondered why Stroke of Midnight didn't catch on more. Maybe it's just the fact that it's 3 mana, but the fact that it hits any non-land permanent and the downside is a 1/1 token. I think it's a pretty solid removal spell in white. Obviously, it's got to compete with like Swords of Plowshares, Path to Exile. This is basically Generous Gift, but like a little bit better. Am I right? Am I wrong? It's non-land permanent, but still. Fun bonus sheet cards. Summon Anima, Grahatia, Omega, Heartless Evolution, Side Quest, Card Collection. Get it? Because we're playing a card game. And then you get a magicked card. Come on, Gavin Verhey, what were you doing? We all know. And the rare, Gilgamesh, Master at Arms, Godo at Home. 4 red for a 6/6 human samurai. When he enters or attacks, you look at the top 6 cards of your library. You can put any number of equipment cards from among them onto the battlefield, and then you put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Whenever you put 1 or more equipment onto the battlefield this way, you may attach one of them to a samurai you control. Very solid. Goes in the equipment decks. I compare it to Godo because it's kind of similar. You look at the top 6 instead of searching your library. It gets auto-equipped when it enters, at least. If you attack, then you have to wait another turn. It's a whole to-do. But Gilgamesh, pretty solid equipment matters card with the foil Undercity, Dire Rat, Baron, and a hero token. A lot of fun equipment stuff going on in this deck. I'm in this set, excuse me. I'm glad I have an equipment deck right now because it's got a lot of fun new toys to play with. I can tell you that much. Aster, Bearer of Blades, highly recommend as an equipment commander. Gilgamesh, definitely going in that equipment deck though, 100%. Nice little top end creature, and who knows, maybe this will go in the equipment deck as well. Probably not, but I like being able to hit any non-land permanent with Memories of Nibelheim. Dark things happen at Nibelheim. We don't want to... Some of us go into a complete psychotic break and forget the events of Nibelheim, but that's a whole other... That's neither here nor there. Second to last pack from the Final Fantasy Play Booster box. 29 of 30. 2 more chances to get the Cloud, to get the Sephiroth, to get the Vivi even. Let's see if we can make it happen. Item Shopkeep. Stuck in the Summoner Sanctum. Pretty fun little removal enchantment aura. Magitech Armor. Dark Knight's Greatsword. Valkyrie Aerial Unit. Kina Q Gourmet. Ooh, Zodiark, Umbral God in the showcase art style. Got one of these earlier in the box. It's 5 black mana pips for a 5/5 indestructible. When it enters, each player sacrifices half the non-god creatures they control of their choice, rounded down. And whenever a player sacrifices another creature, you put a +1/+1 counter on Zodiark. If you're playing him turn 5 or later, this dude's going to be a very, very large indestructible god. No evasion though, so can't be chump blocked. With a foil Ilmeg Pixie, a Swamp, and ooh, beautiful art card here. What is this of? Braska's Final Aeon. This is the backside of Jekt. Spoiler alert for Final Fantasy X. Very good looking art card. I love art cards. They're fun. If you don't have fun with art cards, then I don't know if I want to really play with you, honestly. Especially the ones that are portrait, because you can use them as proxies. But that's neither here nor there. It is not Cloud, it is not Sephiroth, it is not Vivi, but it gets a Dragon Shield perfect fit nonetheless. It's not even a Buster Sword, but it looks absolutely gorgeous, though. You can't deny that. And then, oh boy. Oh boy. And then there was one. Pack 30 of 30. Final Fantasy Play Booster Box. Ooh, already starting off with a unique token. This one, that one is the Dark Star with Rufus Shinra, and then the other side. We're just gonna do it now. And the other side is Angelo from Renoa, Final Fantasy VIII. All right, last pack. Will we get the Vivi? Only one way to find out. Ice Magic, Thunder Magic, Blitzball Shot. We got the Final Days Sorcery, Choco Comet, good little game ender in those Landfall Chocobo decks. Adalbert Steiner, a wonderful equipment card as well. And the rare, the Wind Crystal. We got one from the last booster box as well. One of the crystals, I think the worst of them all. 4 mana, white spells cost 1 less to cast. If you would gain life, you gain twice that much life instead, and then you can pay 6 and tap it and give creatures flying and lifelink until end of turn. Obviously an all-star in a white life gain deck. Even one that really kind of wants to get a little bit of evasion with flying. I think you could see some play in mono white. Just in all the crystals are good in their monocolor decks. Just not exactly what you would like to be seeing out of a crystal. And a mythic hit. Double rare / mythic Nibelheim of Flame pulled in our previous booster box. 2 red for a sorcery. Choose target creature you control. It deals damage equal to its power to each other creature. If this was cast from the graveyard, you can wheel, discarding your hand and drawing 4 cards. Love that Nibelheim of Flame has flashback. Very flavorful for the flashbacks that Cloud gets of the Nibelheim incident in Final Fantasy VII. Very fun card. Nice board wipe as well that can give you a little bit of extra oomph if you're getting it from the yard. Love to see that with a foil Sephiroth's Intervention and Gungaga Reactor Town. These packs have been teasing me for Sephiroth the entire time. Sephiroth's Intervention, Nibelheim of Flame, the Sephiroth One-Winged Angel token. Wasn't meant to be. No Vivi, no Cloud, no Sephiroth, no Buster Sword. All in all, the box was fine. This pack's pretty solid. Nibelheim of Flame's a very good hit. The white crystal, all the crystals are solid value hits, though this one I think is objectively the worst, sadly. But a solid pack and a solid box for this little booster box game. Don't come at me. Don't come at me, the Tolarian Community College. Please don't. I'm not trying to copyright infringe here. It's just a fun game to play. Well, that is all the packs that we have. 30 packs worth of rares and mythics and bonus sheet cards. We've had a lot of fun hits here. Nothing too crazy in terms of value, if my memory serves. Of course, these prices are going all over the place all the time. I think our 2 lightnings were some of the better hits. We had a lot of good ones early in terms of the alternate arts, the showcase arts that have the numbers behind them. We had a lot of those earlier in the box. A lot of fun bonus sheet cards. 2 Masamunes is crazy, I think. Zodiark made several appearances as well. Starting Town, I think, is probably the most valuable hit we've had out of this box. It's only about $10, but it's exceptionally playable. The Lightning in the showcase art frame, I think, is absolutely beautiful as well. And this Masamune. Not the best card in the world, but very good looking. Much like all of you are, who managed to sit through this entire video. I think you're beautiful people. Am I going to go back to my local game store with more cards and get another box? Tell me in the comments if you think I should do that. If you in the comments say that I should do it, then, I mean, I'm nothing if not a slave to making more content. So, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Still no Vivi. Still no Vivi, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. It's a fun time opening packs with all of you. We appreciate you hanging out this long. Be sure to subscribe. Check out the podcast, the Duels and Mandorks podcast. We talk about Magic the Gathering. Gonna have a new episode here, like right around when this goes out, hopefully. We'll see how long it takes for me to edit it. It should be pretty simple, but I love you very much. Thank you. And as always, see you in the next one.